And thank you so much for joining us for this evening's performance at the Millennium Stage. Tonight's performance is brought to you in collaboration with the Washington National Opera and the Domingo Cafritz Young Artist Program, presenting a preview of Hansel and Gretel and a seasonal showcase. Here to introduce the performance tonight is the principal coach of the Domingo Cafritz Young Artist Program, Ken Weiss.
Good evening, everybody. This Saturday, the Washington National Opera opens our production of Hansel and Gretel by Engelbert Humperdinck. It's one of the rare pieces in the repertoire that has tunes so simple that every child in the audience can hum them, and yet music that is so sophisticated that it has something to offer the most discerning adult listener, and I mean the most discerning. The premiere was conducted by none other than the composer Richard Strauss, who pronounced it a masterpiece. And that other titan of German Romantic music, Richard Wagner, was a big fan. And that's not surprising because Engelbert Humperdinck, the composer, was a big fan of Richard Wagner's. And if you listen to the music in the accompaniment, you'll see that it's filled with the kind of counterpoint and textures and gestures that you find in Wagner, particularly in Wagner's Ring. In fact, you know, we're doing the Ring a little bit later in this season, and you can consider this a little bit of an early preview, because if you listen carefully, you'll hear motives and textures and sounds that seem to be straight out of the Valkyrie, or the Twilight of the Gods. We're going to give you a chance to hear some excerpts from the show tonight, featuring the Domingo Cafritz Young Artist Program, and also some seasonal favorites. We're going to start you out early in the show. Now, Hansel and Gretel are at home. They have been assigned to do chores. Hansel is supposed to be making brooms, and Gretel is supposed to be darning stockings, and they are not doing either of those things because they're hungry and they're bored. And they decided it would be a lot more fun to dance instead, and that's what they do. We're going to hear Ariana Weir as Gretel, Alexandra Romano as Hansel. At the piano will be Joel Ayau.
Brother, dance a step or two. Both of my hands I offer you. Right foot first, left foot then. Round you turn and back again. I would dance but don't know how. When to turn or when to bow. Show me what I ought to do, so that I may dance like you. With your foot you tap, tap, tap. With your hand you clap, clap, clap. Right foot first, left foot then. Round to turn and back again. With your foot you tap, tap, tap. With your hands you clap, clap, clap. Right foot first, left foot then. Round and back again. That was very good indeed, and I'm sure that you'll succeed. Try again and you will see. Hansel soon will dance like me. With your head you nick, nick, nick. With your fingers you click, click, click. Right foot first, left foot then. Around, turn and back again. With your hand you nick, nick, nick. With your fingers you click, click, click. Right foot first, left foot then. Around and back again. Here's a different step to do. You must do it with me too. No more stupid broomstick making. Now you're offered all I'm taking. Come, play and sing and dance all day. Play and dance and sing. You'll take play and sing and dance all day. Just play and dance and sing. In fact, I do it every day. Play and dance and sing. I like to do it every day. Just play and dance and sing. Come and have a dance, my dearest Hansel. Come and have a dance with me just so. Come here to me, come here to me. I'm sure you can't say no. Go away from me, go away from me. I'm much too proud for you. With stupid girls I do not dance, and so, my dear, I'm through. Your stupid hands, conceited hands, you'll see that I'll get you. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la.
as you know, they're supposed to be doing chores, and they haven't done them, and then Mom comes home, and there is trouble. Even more so when she's chasing Hansel around, and he knocks over the jug of milk, which is all they have for supper. She's so mad that she sends Hansel and Gretel out into the forest. And then Dad comes home, and he is shocked to hear that they are out in the forest because there have been reports of an evil witch lurking in the forest, a witch with a very peculiar M.O. She lures children into her cottage made of candy and cake, and then she pops them in a magic oven and turns them into gingerbread. We'll hear the exchange for the father and mother with Hunter Enoch as the father and Daryl Friedman as the mother. Again, Joel Ayao at the piano.
The broomstick, why what is it for, why what is it for? They ride on it, the witches. Deep within the wood where witches dwell, there's one in league with the powers of hell. At midnight hour when nobody knows, away to the witch's den she goes. Up the chimney so high, on a broomstick they fly, over hill and vale, over dell and dale, through the midnight air they gallop full tail. On a broomstick, hop, the witches.
The witches! And the coffin witch!
And by day they say she stalks around with a cringing, crunching, munching sound, and children plump and tender to eat, she lures with magic gingerbread sweet. On evil bent with foul intent, she lures the children, poor little things, in the oven red hot, she pops all the lot, she sets the dough down until they're done brown. In the oven, the gingerbread children.
And the gingerbread children
Served up for dinner.
for the ogress, the ogress. Heaven help us, the children, what shall we do?
Hey, mother, wait for me. We'll both go together and catch the witch.
So Hansel and Gretel are out in the forest, and for a while everything is great. They're picking strawberries, they're picking flowers, they're having a grand old time. And then it gets dark. And then they realize that they don't know exactly where they are. And then they see a shadowy figure coming towards them. But not to worry. It turns out to be the Sandman, an enchanted being who helps kids go to sleep by sprinkling his magic sand in their eyes. And they get very sleepy. But they remember, just before they fall asleep, to say their evening prayers. Here again are Ariana Weir as Gretel, Alexandra Romano as Hansel, as the Sandman, Raquel Gonzalez. At the piano this time, Michael Sherman.
watch to keep, to my head a guarding, to my feet a guiding, to on my right
It turns out actually that when the Sandman sprinkles their sand in your eyes, you sleep really, really well, and you have great dreams. They have a wonderful dream about 14 angels hovering over them in the forest to guard them. When they wake, it's a glorious day. The forest looks beautiful, and then they spot something even more beautiful than a forest for a couple of hungry children. It is, in fact, the enchanted cottage made of candy and cake. Now, if you want to do some Wagner spotting, this is a great place to spot some excerpts from The Ring. When Hansel wakes up and sings kikeriki like a rooster, you'll hear some chromatic scales in the accompaniment that are right out of the Ride of the Valkyries. And at the moment when they first spot the cottage, you can hear something that's obviously inspired by the beginning of Das Rheingold, the very first opera in the Ring cycle. In there, it's the waters of the Rhine flowing. Here, it's a sort of magic bubbling up. Again, Alexander Romano is Hansel, Ariana Weir is Gretel, Jola Yao is at the piano.
Where am I dreaming? bones. Hansel, get up now. Timmy-timmy, it's getting late. Timmy-timmy, it's getting late. The Lord had better wake you. Oh, I will have to shake you. Timmy-timmy, 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 timmy-timmy.
When I was a kid, my dad used to drill into me that there was no such thing as a free lunch. It turns out, of course, that there is no such thing as free gingerbread either, because this house is not empty, it is occupied. Kids hear a strange voice coming from the inside. They think at first it is the wind. It is, of course, not the wind. It is the witch. We will hear Carrie and Otano as the witch with Alexandra Romano and Ariana Weir. Jole Yao again at the piano.
Intend to do with him whisper to you, I have a great treat in store. For you, tell his secret, speak right out. Just tell me what this is all about. Yes, my dear children, your eye and ear in this adventure will quite disappear. Want to wicked hear and see perfectly well. You'll leave us alone, or we'll go and tell. At home, that you'll believe what he says. Come, let's go home. It's time to go. Wait! Hocus pocus, witch's charm. You are captured with my arm. Back or forward, do not try. You are in the evil eye. Head on shoulders, fixed awry. Hocus pocus, then comes Locus. Children, watch the magic head. Eyes are staring to his head. Now you let yourself to bed. Hocus pocus, bonus lucus, malus lucus. Hocus pocus, bonus lucus, malus lucus. Hocus pocus, bonus iacus, malus locus. Hocus pocus.
Will Hansel and Gretel be able to outwit the witch and break the spell, or will they end their careers as very large, child-shaped baked goods? For that, you have to come see the show, which is running for the next 2 weekends up in the Terrace Theater. We hope to see you there. In the meantime, we would like to finish this evening's performance with a little bit of holiday music. One of the great things about the holiday season is that we get to sing all sorts of things which aren't opera, which we still love. We're going to hear. One of the great things about this program is we have wonderful basses, and one of them, Tim Bruno, is going to give you You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. We're going to get Oh Holy Night from tenor Michael Brandenburg. And we're going to ask you all to sing along on the last number, which is White Christmas, whether or not you are in favor of a White Christmas on Washington roads. If you don't want one here, you can imagine one someplace else farther north. But first, we're going to have a tune from the movie Meet Me in St. Louis. Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
Christmas future is far away. Christmas past is past. Christmas
as cuddly as a cactus, or as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel. You're a foul one, Mr. Grinch. Your heart's an empty hole. Your brain is full of spiders. You've got garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch. I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole. You're a foul one, Mr. Grinch, a nasty, wasty skunk. Your heart is full of unwashed socks, your soul is full of gunk, Mr. Grinch. The 3 words that best describe you are as follows, and I quote: stink, stink, stink.